Dear you, there's a certain moment at night when the world finally lets go of you. The lights are lower, the sounds are fewer, the expectations retreat into the background. And it's only then, when no one needs anything from you, that your thoughts finally begin to speak. They don't rush in loudly. They arrive carefully, one memory at a time. One question you didn't answer during the day. One feeling you postponed because there wasn't space for it earlier. You lie still, telling yourself you should sleep, but your mind has other plans. It's been waiting for this quiet. Nighttime feels honest in a way daytime never does. During the day, you manage, you respond. You adjust yourself to what's happening around you. There's movement, distraction, noise. You can outrun certain thoughts simply by staying busy. But at night, there's nowhere to run. And so, you stop running. You replay moments you didn't think bothered you. You reconsider decisions you already made. You feel emotions that never quite surfaced while the sun was up. You don't do this on purpose. It just happens. You might tell yourself you're overthinking, that you should let it go, that none of this matters right now. But these thoughts don't come because they want to disturb you. They come because they finally have room. Room to exist. Room to be felt. You notice how certain thoughts only appear at night. The ones about meaning, direction. Regret. The quiet worry that you're not exactly where you thought you'd be by now. The gentle ache of things left unsaid. The longing you don't know how to name during the day. You don't always feel sad when this happens. Sometimes it's just reflective. Sometimes it's heavy. Sometimes it's heavy. Sometimes it's a mix of emotions you can't separate cleanly, but it always feels personal, intimate, like the night is holding space just for you. And that can be comforting and unsettling at the same time. You might wonder why your mind can't just rest, why peace feels easier to find during the day than in the dark, why your thoughts wait until you're tired to demand attention. You might worry that something is wrong with you, but this experience is more common than you think. Many people carry their truest thoughts quietly through the day, tucked beneath responsibility and routine. Night is when the filters loosen, when the self you don't always have time for finally steps forward. You're not weak for this. You're not broken. You're not failing at rest. You're human. And humans tend to listen inward when the world stops talking. This letter isn't here to silence your nighttime thoughts. It's here to sit beside you while they unfold. To remind you that the quiet you experience at night isn't empty. It's full of things that matter to you. And noticing that is the beginning of understanding. The reason nighttime feels so intense isn't because you suddenly become more emotional. It's because during the day you are constantly oriented outward. You pay attention to tasks, to people, to what needs to be done next. Your mind is busy responding to the present. At night, that external focus dissolves. There are fewer demands, fewer interruptions, fewer reasons to stay guarded. And when the guard comes down, whatever has been waiting quietly inside you steps forward. This doesn't mean those thoughts are new. It means they finally have permission. During the day, you may have noticed subtle signals, moments of distraction, flashes of emotion, a heaviness you brushed past. You told yourself you'd deal with it later. Night is when latter arrives. Your mind isn't trying to punish you. It's trying to process. Processing doesn't happen on command. It happens when there's safety, when there's stillness, when there's time. Night provides all three. That's why your thoughts feel louder then, not because they grew stronger, but because everything else quieted down. You might also notice that nighttime thoughts are less filtered, less polite, less focused on what's appropriate or productive. They don't care about schedules. They care about truth, about unresolved feelings, about questions you didn't let yourself ask. You might think about who you used to be. You might think about who you're becoming. You might think about who you're becoming. You might think about what feels missing, even if you can't explain why. These reflections aren't signs of dissatisfaction. They're signs of awareness. You are aware enough to notice when something doesn't align, aware enough to feel when something matters, aware enough to sit with uncertainty instead of immediately distracting yourself from it. That awareness can feel heavy at night, especially when you're tired, but it's also a quiet strength. The challenge isn't that these thoughts exist. It's that you often meet them with pressure to solve them, pressure to find answers immediately, pressure to turn reflection into resolution before you sleep. But nighttime isn't asking for solutions. It's asking for listening. You don't have to figure everything out in the dark. You don't have to reach conclusions before morning. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do is let a thought exist without turning it into a problem. Let a feeling be felt without labeling it as something that needs fixing. Nighttime thoughts aren't enemies. They're messengers. They speak when the world goes quiet because that's when you're most able to hear them. Understanding this doesn't make them disappear, but it changes how you sit with them. And how you sit with them matters. You don't have to fear the night anymore. You don't have to brace yourself for what your thoughts might bring. They are not here to overwhelm you. They are here to remind you that you are still connected to yourself. You can meet them gently. Instead of asking, "Why am I thinking this again?" try asking, "What is this trying to tell me?" Not every message needs action. Some only need acknowledgement. When you stop fighting your thoughts, they often soften on their own. When you allow yourself to feel without rushing toward clarity, your body relaxes. You are allowed to rest without resolution. You are allowed to sleep without having everything figured out. You are allowed to let questions remain open. Tomorrow doesn't require tonight's answers. If you're listening to this and feeling the quiet settle a little differently, let that happen. Let the night be a container, not a battlefield. Let your thoughts pass through instead of trapping you inside them. You don't need to stay alert forever. You don't need to guard yourself in the dark. There will be mornings again. Light will return. Perspective will shift. What feels heavy at night often looks different in daylight, not because it was wrong, but because you are rested. For now, you can stay here, breathe. Let the bed support you. Your thoughts can exist without being followed. Your feelings can exist without being fixed. You are safe enough to rest. Night doesn't mean you're alone. It means you're finally with yourself. And that is not something to fear. Sincerely, you.